This is it. The very last league before Eternal Weekend. I have serious testing to do. I want to make sure my 75 is perfect. Is it good enough against Dredge? Let's find out. Welcome back, vintage gamers, to the very last league on stream before Eternal Weekend in North America. I am going to play a very serious testing league. We're going to try to evaluate some of my last card choices in this Lurrus PO deck, which I am highly likely to register at EW. I won the challenge with this list, and I have not actually made any changes. I haven't felt like anything really stood out to me in a way that I wanted to change. Things I am thinking about. Dress down. Is this card worth playing in the deck? It gets cut in a lot of matchups, but it is an all-around good blue card that does play very well with Lurrus. It's also very nice to have in game one against decks like Mono White Initiative, random bug players, and that kind of thing. Another thing I'm looking at is, do we have enough cards for Dredge? We do have some nice main deck cards with Strip Mine, Lantern, and a variety of combo-oriented things. But the sideboard is a little slim with only Containment Priest, Needle, Cage, and Tabernacle. This is kind of necessary as we want to play this full set of 6 removal spells in Swords and Portable Holes. I want to have access to this Containment Priest for Oath. The Seal is just like an all-around really nice card, and this Null Rod I find is necessary 100% if you want to improve your Jewel matchup. Maybe a Steel Sabotage and Negation, a Trap, a Null Rod, and a Hercules are too many cards for Jewel. We could theoretically take one of these out and get maybe a second Containment Priest in the deck, but it's a little up in the air. I do like the first Hercules Recall, especially if you run into a random workshop player, like a classic workshop player. But it's not like I'm not boarding cards in for Bazaar. I just am a little worried about the numbers. That being said, I don't think I'm looking at anything else in the deck as like super problematic pieces. I don't typically like the Negation, but it does play well with PO at instant speed. The Flusterstorm Spell Pierce split is a little odd, but it has worked out pretty well for me, and sometimes one or the other card does come out in different matchups. And the Vexing Bubble has been very good. The Saga's been very good. But Saga either wins me the game or loses me the game. Very volatile card. I love Merchant Scroll in these PO decks. I think it has lots of options, especially when you have Dig Through Time. And I wouldn't ever really cut Snapcaster. Snapcaster is a card that people have pointed out to me as a card they don't like in this deck. I think Snapcaster is extremely strong with PO and also with 4 Swords in your 75. So this is where I'm at. This is the kind of deck that I'm looking for, as it is a powerful combo deck. One, has a variety of game plans it can go down, and has a variety of answers it can do against different powerful opponents. And overall, I just find the gameplay to be quite enjoyable. So we're going to play this very last league on stream before Eternal Weekend and see if we can't get some good last-minute testing. All right, welcome to round 1 versus Stu. I got a cat. I've got a Force, a Spell Pierce, a bunch of mana. I'm down. It doesn't actually have action in it, which is at least somewhat problematic, but it's kind of a bad hand versus Dredge, which is no cat reveal, but a pretty nice hand against maybe Jewel. I have to make a consideration here of, do I want to hold up Spell Pierce or buy Lurrus? Because next turn I guess playing Lurrus next turn would involve not holding up Spell Pierce anyways. So I think in that sense, I like to just play out Moxen and keep and see what my opponent has for me. What this hand doesn't have is a loop with Lurrus to make the Lurrus like super strong, and doesn't have like instant action, but I kind of put my opponent on an Ancient Tomb And I really do like this hand against Ancient Tomb, so can end up on just double counter spell. If my opponent plays a Grim Monolith here, I'm pretty sure I'm not countering it. Soul Ring? No. It's the Trinisphere? Mana Vault? No. Ring? I mean, if they play a Ring with Force backup, it is bad for me, for anyone keeping track at home. Okay. Voltaic Key. Play a Jewel now. Oh. Time Vault through a Spell Pierce. And they could have Force backup. Okay, sure. All right. They can still have a ring. No ring. Okay, that's good. But I am definitely in a bad spot. PO is my best draw. Snapcaster Mage. Okay, not enough. Snapcaster Mage might have been good if I had got to use Spell Pierce, but without being able to use Spell Pierce, not as good. Now what? I mean, I do think we're winning with a PO, but we might not get another turn realistically here if they have a second payoff and it's like a Jewel. Or maybe I was supposed to not buy Lurrus so I could maybe steal with Snapcaster. That's kind of interesting. Oh, Time Vault is a good draw. True. Opponent does not have a follow-up Jewel Ring. Interesting. That's very awkward. I didn't think that would be the case. Time Walk. What can there be in their hand? A bunch of like POs? Maybe? All right, I think I'm just going to Time Walk. I know I can't play anything else with this Time Walk, but another card is worth it here. And then I can always snap Time Walk if I feel like it's necessary. Okay. I can play Lurrus too, right? I mean, this is shields down, but I do want to put a clock on them, so. PO, Time Vault, Demonic. Force is not bad. It's definitely not a land or a Mox. So I like that, but I feel like my opponent might have Force blue card at this point in the game after drawing and not doing anything. Yeah, they could have Metamorph. Metamorphing Lurrus and rebuying Time Vault would be bad for me. They drew a Sapphire. Sapphire means they can play PO. I might actually just die to the Sapphire off the top. Because now they could play like Metamorph and PO. They could have double Metamorph. Maybe I'm not ever allowed to play Lurrus from this spot. That's kind of crazy, though. But maybe I'm just never allowed to play Lurrus from that spot. Maybe a mistake on my part. Like, they can just have another Metamorph here. I think they have another Metamorph here, which would make sense. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. I should probably not have played this Lurrus. It's very counterintuitive, but it does look like a problem. So they're going to replay the Time Vault, and they don't have enough mana to kill me yet, but... Oh, they have Time Walk off Sapphire kill me. All right, my bad, chat. I threw this game. It was a totally winnable game. I did not need to play Lurrus. And then I could have vamped and won. Okay, I threw that game. That was a one game that I threw. So good learning experience. Though I guess they would have gone Time Walk and then Snap Time Walk. So maybe I still just lose because they just playing a creature versus their Metamorph was too much. Interesting. Null Rod, Seal of Cleansing, Swords. I don't like Portable Hole. I like all of these blue spells, and I like Needle. That's 10 cards. That's a lot of cards. How do I play 10 cards from this spot? I mean, Plains is bad. Bauble is fine on the play. Lantern is bad. Flusterstorm is bad. Pierce is good on the play. This is bad. This is bad. Portable Hole is bad. We don't need all the swords. I don't really like Balance here either. Dress Down I like because of Metamorph. Maybe we play 2 swords, and then we got 1 more card. Something like this. I mean, it's a tough one to catch, but I do think it would actually be pretty problematic even without Lurrus, because just them going Time Walk, Snap, Time Walk is definitely tough for me. But yeah, playing Lurrus there was definitely not allowed, even with Force. But I didn't have Force when I played Lurrus either, so. Can I get rid of like a Lorien here, or is that too crazy? Maybe I just get rid of Opal. Doesn't really feel like a matchup where I want to get rid of an Opal, but I don't know. Yeah. I guess. Seems like a keep to me. So what's my sequence though? Is it C, Emerald, top, spin? So C, Emerald, Soul Ring, top, spin, go, hold up, Spell Pierce, pick the best card, and then go for the best Merchant Scroll on the next turn? Is that what we were looking to do here? Feels like that makes more sense than Merchant and then spin. Unless you were getting Merchant for Force, which doesn't make any sense. Not being able to Spell Pierce their turn 1 payoff in that last game was kind of gross. It's kind of an awkward. I mean, I could have obviously Spell Pierced anywhere in the middle of their things, but I just didn't feel like it made any sense to. But yeah, I shouldn't have played Lurrus. Because when you think about it, like if they're not playing a land and they're passing the turn, what do they have in their hand? The only things they can have in their hand are Metamorphs and blue cards. If they have no payoffs, they have no mana, they have no lands. It's all it can be. Perkles, Flooded. All right, I'm just gonna take Flooded. Don't think this is the Hercle spot. Does Flooded give me Merchant PO? It does not give me Merchant PO. Held up Snap Force. I didn't have Snap Force. I had to Snap Time Walk to get that deep, which I think is like totally fine. I definitely am looking at like a ring. Oh my god, they're gonna be able to play a ring with through Spell Pierce. Oh, it's a jewel. Okay. No, they're playing a ring through Spell Pierce. Jesus. Force in my yard. I guess I might have Force in my yard, yeah. I guess that's true. The fact that my opponent just keeps playing turn 1 threats through my Spell Pierce is very irking me. I don't think you're supposed to ever Spell Pierce the Lotus. No, I just want to like Spell Pierce their threats. I feel like Spell Piercing their mana is just a good way to lose. They have like infinite mana in their deck. Their deck is more than like almost half mana. They only have like 8 payoffs. What am I even doing from here? I guess I'm cracking and spinning. I'm not saying Consign is bad. I'm just like, I'm not saying Consign is bad. Consign is clearly good. But you don't need it to be Flusterstorm. Like, Consign just being Consign is fine. I'm not playing main deck Consign. It's not gonna like replace my Spell Pierce, so it's not really worth considering. This spot. I need to find a Needle probably, or a Null Rod. Hercule's Force. These cards suck. I guess I can draw Force. I mean, I guess I can draw Force and then go for the Ancestral and just like hope that's enough, but like it seems so bad. I think I have to take the Force. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm not beating a ring activation is the problem. What do we do? Hope it's bad and then find a null rod. I mean, a null rod at this point is not that great. A PO is probably better. Just trying to win on our own. They drew 3 cards this turn, so could be challenging. I had to tutor for my 3 cards. They just get to tap. Worm Coil Engine. You got it. This is the best part about how Jewel boards. They just like board in a bunch of worm coils and stuff and like board out jewels, and then it's super easy. The problem is I'm still not beating the One Ring, so it's not super easy. Like, I'm still losing to the One Ring, so I still have a huge problem here. Am I supposed to cycle this dress down? I mean, I can buy and play Lurrus, but it just doesn't... I guess I could buy and play Lurrus and end of turn a dress down. Or I could just, like, buy and play Lurrus, and that... I mean, I'm supposed to buy and play Lurrus and do a dress down, probably. Just, like, don't know if that's really good enough ever. I guess I have to use this Lotus if I want to play 2 dress downs. I guess I don't need to play 2 dress downs. I can just replay Lotus. I think playing two dress downs is bad because I want to hold open Spell Pierce, right? I can rather just like hold open, like, but this doesn't draw me a card towards winning at right now, which is kind of the problem. So maybe I am just supposed to just go for double dress down. Yeah, I could see it. So I crack. I guess it doesn't matter which way I do it. Like, if I draw a Null Rod off of this, it's like super good, right? Or a PO. But the PO actually doesn't work because I can't buy back the Lotus. If I bought back the Lotus first, PO would have worked. Maybe I can draw double force. Fuck. If I had just cycled... If I hadn't played the Lurrus at all first, and I had just started by cycling Dress down, but then I can't use the Lurrus activation, so it's like kind of doesn't make any sense. The only way this would have been good is if I had played the Lotus back and just happened to dress down into PO. But then I wouldn't have cast it on my in the middle of my turn, right? I would have just cast it on end step. And I guess on end step is still pretty good, but it's not like the use case here is trying to draw a Null Rod and Needle. I don't mean it's. I don't know if I don't think anything I do is enough for another 3 cards off of 1 ring. So. Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm going dress down Lurrus, end of turn dress down. That's my whole plan. I just don't think it's going to be good enough. If my opponent doesn't play like a bunch of jewels, then maybe it's fine. Like if they play Worm Coils and Argentum Masticores, then I don't give a shit. Their deck is like, it's not a very strong deck when it's not doing the jewel thing. Yeah, I guess like that's true. If we had just dress down to start, we could still buy and play Lurrus and play dress down. Yeah, I guess that's true. So maybe I should have just done that. I mean, I'm not really in a bad spot if they don't combo kill me. I have multiple POs coming. It's a Tinker. I feel like I have to force a Tinker. I hope they don't have a force. I do have a dress down for Metamorphs, though. That's something. Another Worm Coil! Yes! Yes! I mean, they might have negation for PO, but let's see what happens. Oh, I guess I should play Lotus. Because I'm just POing anyways. Is there any upside of responding to a force with another PO? I always have to crack this Lotus, right? I want to be able to play my Tolarian. Guess there's no upside. Should I be picking up Lurrus? Probably. I only want to have more blue mana. Okay. I don't know. I hate this Worm Coil plan. I think it's just not good if people are understanding of what's going on and just like keep Swords of Plow. I mean, even if I didn't have Swords of Plowshares, what the hell are these Worm Coils doing? Nothing. They're doing absolutely nothing. Time Walk. Rainstorm. There's no world in which I need these swords, right? With a Fiddlebender? Oh, maybe I do. Hold on. I could keep both swords, play the Fiddlebender, and turn my Soul Ring into a Null Rod. Is that good, though? 2 mana. I could just cast Lorien after fetch with my Mana Vault. No, I feel like I need to play the Fiddlebender. I'm just like trying to figure out if I actually care about these Worm Coil engines or if I'm just taking infinite turns. But I currently would need to find infinite turns. I have a lot of mana to find infinite turns, though. But I guess the force is, like, worse anyways, right? So, like, let's just get rid of force and Swords to Plowshares, and then fetch a Tundra, play a Fiddlebender, and play a top, and spin a top. And I found a Dig Through Time. Okay. Just need to find anything. I found a key. Let's grab a key and I guess a Snapcaster Mage. There's like no way this goes wrong, right? Like, what can they possibly do? I guess this would let me, like, they had a mental misstep or something. I can, like, snap back a PO. Yeah, so there I just go key, and then I turn it into a Time Vault, and I win. I hate this plan. I don't like this plan. I would never make this Wormcoil plan against someone who has white mana. Like I'm a Norod deck too, so like I have to keep sword. I want to have swords for Masticore. That was a really good showing for Dress Down, for what it's worth. If we're keeping track of how good Dress Down is, so if I had it, man. All right, now we gotta win on the draw. Do we still like Spell Pierce on the draw? I feel like I do. I know it hasn't worked the last 2 games. Oh, I don't like Bobble on the draw, so that's easy. We do that. All right. Yeah, I mean, I like this matchup. I think this matchup is pretty good, but it's definitely a lot better when my opponent is jamming Wormcoils and not jamming Jewels. But like, I didn't even have to have had swords boarded in that game. Like, I beat Wormcoil Engine without having swords. Misstep? Like, what are you misstepping? 1 Soul Ring, 1 Ancestral, 1 Manifold. I don't think it's worth it. Not like this, chat. Not like this. I've never been a huge fan of Manifold. Is swords better than Portable Hole? Yeah, it's answering Masticores and Wormcoils. Not Portable Hole doesn't answer really anything in this matchup. I think I'm supposed to keep this. I know that I like have chances of dying or whatever, but I think it's fine. Oh, they're gonna go Ancestral. Oh, they're gonna go Tinker. Oh, they're gonna go pass PO for 2. That's okay with me for anyone keeping track at home. This is a risky keep, but I think it's in my range. Play this in case they play a Bobble. It's PO for 2. Oh, it's a Hole Breacher. Sure. I do have 2 swords in my deck. I don't like this board either, but I guess it's for the mirror. The Alpha Frogs. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. We're currently in it's the first match of our league. Oh boy, it's gonna be a long night. First match of our second league of the night. Playing some prep for Eternal Weekend. Lurrus, PO, and Vintage. Another Springs tapped. Okay. Well, I'm going to Lorien Revealed for a black source. And then I need to consider what I want to do. Draw a black source. They didn't have a Hole Breacher. I would certainly consider like Mana Crypt. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure I'm casting Demonic Tutor this turn. I just don't know what I'm casting Demonic Tutor for. I don't feel like I want to cast it for a swords. It feels like not great to me. They still could be holding up their own PO. But like, what am I doing if I'm not getting a swords? don't really feel like Null Rod is great here. Maybe I just get a Force? Not sure. Is Lotus good? I guess Lotus is good if we, like, push towards a Lurrus. I don't think we need to PO to win. I don't think that's necessary. Like, Lurrus Seal Loop is okay, but it's not like the end-all be-all. But a Lurrus in play is pretty good against Hull Breacher. Like, Hull Breacher doesn't really matter. So if I get a Black Lotus, I still can't buy Lurrus this turn, though. I could play a Seal, though, and then I can still hold up Steel Sabotage off of Lotus. It's not very good, though. I mean, it could just be Null Rod. Then we do... I mean, we can buy and play Lurrus still. At that point, it might get forced, though. This is not straightforward. Definitely not straightforward. I'm kind of leaning towards the Lotus, actually. This might get negated, all things considered. I don't think I'm playing Seal, though. I think I'm just passing. And then next turn, we can look at buying and playing a Lurrus. This might just be... Is this a PO? It's so crazy. What if I put... Oh, they're not picking up the whole breach. I mean, isn't this crazy? What if I DT'd for a swords? Do they not think I kept in swords? They must not think I have swords, considering they brought in Wormcoil engines. I guess I go shields down if I mean, the Seal would have been pretty bad against that, too. I mean, I think it's still to our advantage that they don't know we have... If they don't think we have swords, but... Now there's jewels coming. Hope this resolves. Okay. They didn't attack. Playing around Snapcaster, maybe? Alright, I guess we have to hit them with Lurrus stuff now. Do I have enough to... I guess I have enough to keep my Lotus. Doesn't really help me, though. Alright, so if I... I mean, it's not good if they just don't cast PO. There's no reason for them to cast PO. It's crazy play. 3, 6. I think I just have to hit this. I don't really like swordsing there. And they also can't attack me from here either. Like, it's fine. I don't think you're crazy. Like, it's definitely... Swords was on the list of things I would tutor for. All right. I mean, if they have a second Hull Breacher, they have a second Hull Breacher. I'll make this trade. Last card Hull Breacher or last card Force, maybe? I don't think I'm winning if I'm not doing this, so... Oh, they just wanted to get rid of the Seal loop so they could play Saga. Wow, that was not a very good set of draws. That makes sense. How many cards did I draw right there? It was 4. Not great. Lorien revealed. Yeah. Pretty sure we just do that with the Lotus, probably. We know we're drawing 3 mana sources here. I'm still looking for a PO. Or like something? A PO. Better to draw the Ancestral, and then it draws us into the Opal. Ancestral is free with the Opal. Oh, wait, there's already an Opal in play. So is it better to just draw the PO? We have the land drop to just cast the PO, yeah. I was going to try to get the Saga in play. So I think it makes the most sense to just draw into the PO. Oh, wait, no, it's worse, right? Because I could draw and like, oh, I can't replay the Sensei's Top, though. So it makes more sense to just do this. All right, my opponent got baited by Urza Saga and traded off their whole Breacher. Apparently I owe Stu tacos. I don't know. That was a weird set. GG's. 1, 2. I can't see. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Ancestral and Time Walk and Vamp. That's a win. I don't know how I feel about this set. All 3 games were kind of weird, but we'll take it. Okay, here we go. Game 2. Or round 2. I got Rabbit. I have a cat. Does Rabbit have a cat? No cat. I have a Force. No blue card, but I have Looks. It's actually a really sweet hand if I find a blue card. Oh no, my opponent Serum Powdered. Okay, this is good. I actually really want to... Well, maybe you shouldn't win so fast. No. I think that's fine. If you think that the opponent is on normal Lurrus deck, then it makes perfect sense. Though, did you see a Tundra? Did you see a Tundra? Like, is like Wormcoil Massacre actually good against Esper Lurrus with Tundras and like just keeping swords in? Like, I mean, I guess it depends on like what people are doing, but is there any upside to what if I? Oh wait, I can Fiddle Bend a Soul Guide Lantern, can't I? All right, whatever. I'm over it. I'm just gonna cast my spells. What's my top card? Manafall. That card sounds like shit. I don't think that's good. Because I want to play an Oswald, and I don't want to balance away my Oswald. I think I would rather just Oswald into a Soul Guide Lantern. I think. I have not found balancing Bazaar to be a good play, so I've been not even keeping balance in. This is good though. I wanted to test the Dredge matchup, so I'm pretty happy. We have a Force. If I get griefed, am I even supposed to like care? Like, should I not just Lorien revealed and like not care? Like, why do I care about my Force getting taken? I don't. I took the balance. Interesting. Activates. I mean, I can fetch a Soul Guide, so I mean, I wish I could fetch a Needle. That's another card that I didn't talk about in the intro, but a Needle is a card I'm considering in the main. Race to Vault Key. Well, Soul Guide is part of going to Vault Key. That's pretty interesting as well. I mean, we get to play a Lurrus too. I guess it just gets a bobble because what does a Black Lotus do? Because I can't replay a Soul Guide at the moment. I'm just gonna hit the Icarid, let them dredge with Shambling Shell if they want. I feel like another card is better. Who knows? I feel like everything wins from this spot. Sure. Yup. I mean, I get to play Lantern every turn now because I drew Black Lotus and played Lurrus. So like, yeah, the game is ending. The game is very much ending. Or the game is ending that way. You know, whatever way you want to end the game. I mean, this is crazy. This is a very good set of draws. I almost wish we hadn't used our very good set of draws on this game of Magic, but all right, I have a Tabernacle, a Cage, a Needle. I've got a Seal of Cleansing, which kills Chalice and Hollow One. And then I have a Containment Priest, and then maybe a Swords. We'll see. And then I have Negation coming out, and it doesn't hit anything. I like keeping Bobble in. I don't need Plains. I don't need Misstep typically. I don't need Portable Hole typically. And I don't need Dress Down. That card's garbage. And I don't need Balance. I mean, we have lots of cards to come out, so. Lots of cards to come out. This is like not the best Snapcaster matchup, but I don't think I want to board in more than Seal plus Second Swords. I think that's like enough Hollow One answers. And Seal covers my Chalice answer. This looks fine. All right. Got a game 1 win versus Dredge. Have a cat. Will travel. That is a hand. That is a hand of Magic the Gathering cards. How do I feel about this handful of Magic the Gathering cards? If I had another blue card instead of an Oswald, I would probably keep this hand. I think it's like not a bad hand. If I had an Opal, I could keep this hand. Lorien, land, blue card, Opal. I don't think a single draw, like the first draw in my deck matters the most. And I don't think the percentage chance of drawing a white source is high enough for that. If I had to force on turn 1 and lose my Gataxian Probe, I don't like it. So I'm going to mulligan this hand. We have lots of hate too, so. And we found the hate, but didn't find any mana. So that's not good. So this is a mulligan again. And this one has swords and a demonic. It's kind of garbage. 4 cards, though. You can just put back the PO and the Lorien and just play it as it lies. Playing it as it lies looks awful. I actually think I'm supposed to mulligan this one too. This hand just does not look good. Kind of unfortunate. R6 was the most unfortunate. Turn 3 hate. I don't think that's good enough on the draw versus Dredge. Don't really like the idea of turn 3 hate. And I can't even like have a swords for a hollow one with that. Like Tabernacle is not good enough to beat Dredge on its own. Yeah, I agree. I think there are better 4s. This is a better 4. No Dredger. Hollow one. Pass. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. I wonder if I'm supposed to keep this Lorien revealed in case I draw another land. I really hope they don't Vigor. Alright, well. Now I'm playing into Trap as well. But I feel like I kind of had to. Alright, well, unfortunately, Containment Priest is smaller than Hollow One. And they don't actually have any Dredge cards in their yard. That being said, drawing mana gets me towards a Lurrus, so up to 5, down to 2. Kind of weird. Could I sequence my first turn better? Not really. Unless I chose not to play the Soul Ring. Is there a world where I could have chosen not to play the Soul Ring? They pitched a Thug, an Icarid, and another Vigor. They bash in for 4. Pass. Forces shit. Don't like that draw. Can't buy Lurrus yet. I mean, there's no way they would ever Dredge. I guess if they want to get Treeping Chills, they could Dredge. But that doesn't seem very good. Are they going to do that? I guess they're going to do that. They hit their only Dredger and then nothing else after. Yeah. Maybe I was supposed to hold the Soul Ring. Down to 2 attack. I mean, simply hitting a mana source here is pretty good. It's pretty good. Hopefully they don't have like grief or something at the end of this. But I can definitely offset this clock with life blinking. Or just simply blocking with priests. They don't have enough dredgers. They do have enough dredgers, though. I guess I'm just going to die to chills. This doesn't stop chills. They have not hit any chills yet. They do have a chalice. Maybe I can get a Soul Guide Lantern somehow. All right, they hit a chill. There's a Sickening Shoals. I'm at 7. I'm at 8. I'm at 4. They have another bazaar. Where'd that come from? Okay, I'm gonna die. Okay, so now I definitely have to hit a Soul Guide Lantern. This is a little unfortunate. This is definitely a little unfortunate. I'm just dead. I guess there's a world where I like win a crypt flip and something. I don't know. Is there a world where I win a crypt flip and something matters? Probably not. Alright, nothing matters as long as they have all the chills in their deck. They can't even like mess up the dredges, can they? Oh, 2 chills. If I had drawn a Soul Guide there, it's kind of interesting. I'm just going back to like, should I have played that Soul Ring out? They kind of had like a weird draw where they didn't have that much permission and they had no dredger but a hollow one. Wonder if our 5-card hand could have won. All right, show me Mox, Vexing Bauble, Land, Needle. Hmm. How the fuck am I sequencing this? Opal, Bauble, Emerald, Oswald. Probably. Oswald's a must force, right? I guess it's not if I don't have a white source. Are I playing Lantern here? Am I cracking Bauble? I guess I could look at my top card. I think so. I'm gonna not activate this Bauble. In case they vigor my... No, I'm gonna activate this Bauble. That's a good card for them to draw. Didn't get vigored. Everything resolved. Didn't draw a blue card. Man, if they find a Force of Vigor, it's really bad for me now. I mean, if I can get past a Vigor and get a Vexing Bauble, then I feel like we're in great shit. Hollow one, 2 hollow ones. Excuse me. So Vexing Bauble. no. Ah, Oswald Fiddlebender, everyone. Oswald Fiddlebender. Maybe I don't need more Dredge shape. Just natural draw? Like, what are you natural drawing to? Well, what can they do from here? Nothing, right? They just have to dredge through my lantern? I mean, I have to pay for my my Fiddlebender, so it's not like I'm like advancing this game rapidly. What's the plan? I mean, they can overpower a lantern. I just need to get a needle. Wasteland? Yeah, I guess Wasteland. That's a crazy good draw. That draw is insane. That draw is so strong. I'm just going to go for Volkey. I have enough time. Needling Bazaar? I mean, like, it's good, but, like, don't I want to just win the game on the next turn? Like, how am I going to die if I just win the game on the next turn? Why did I get Bobble? Because this makes it so they cannot do anything. And then we win the game event. Like, we're going to win the game. Oh, they brought back an Icarid. Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. They can't cast the Force of Vigor, which is the one card that beats us. I don't think I care about this. Oh, at this point, definitely. I mean, I don't actually care about any of these cards, so I don't even have to use my lantern. It's crazy. I have not even used my lantern this game. Like, if they had played a Wasteland, I mean, sure. All right. I mean, Oswald Fiddlebender. It was a good hand. Had a lot of power in it. All right. We were doing well in our league, so it's time for Red Hot Phil to come out of the woodworks and snuff us out with Jewel. I have a cat. Nope. Yep. Maybe Phil is still here. Oh no. All right, we're good. We're good. I don't feel like I need this. This is not the best hand I've ever kept. I must admit. This one is a little sus. What am I leading on here? Oh, he changed on me. People have told me, no, Phil only plays Jewel. I'm like, no, every time he switches it up and dredges me. I would never keep. I just bought him to strip mine. Strip mine. My strip mine is on the bottom. It would be so. Oh, no. I can't believe he'd do this. Shit. How do I play this game? That's crazy. How dare you? Oh, my hand's all dead cards. I bought him the best card in the matchup. Yeah, it's okay. Dredge always gets a free win game one anyways, right? So it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. It's fine. I was so ready to play some Jewel. Like, our hand wasn't even, like, great against Jewel, but it was totally serviceable. It's okay. I wanted to play Dredge matchup, so it's time for some Dredge matchups. Bro, what am I supposed to do against such hate? Mm-hmm. That's not great. Must admit, it's not great. And a Hollow Boy? Black Lotus. Black Lotus. I think this game's still winnable. These cards kind of suck. It's not great. It's not great. Maybe they'll dredge really poorly. The fact that I bottom the strip mine is just so sad. The only way I would have ever kept the strip mine is if I knew they were on dredge, though. Natty, dredge, activate, dredge, dredge, dredge. Narc amoeba, no amalgams. 2 Icarids. Okay. I guess we draw balance and we spin and see if something like we can find a Black Lotus or not. I don't even have blue mana. I can't even draw Pio. Meh. No. But now I get to keep. Yeah, okay. No is a no. I'm gonna lose it anyways. Spin to win. We're dead. I do believe we are dead. Is there a sequence of cards that gets us out here? Black Lotus, 3rd card down. Into Pio? Oh, fuck. Okay. I feel like we had outs in that game, which is kind of the craziest part. We kind of drew every card that we board out, huh? I think we actually drew every card we board out. Negation, balance, planes, misstep, dress down. We actually drew every blank in our deck. Ah. I mean, win, just win. Hit him with the fiddle bending. Yeah. All right, what do we got? 7 Carter. Nice stuff. Good things happen to good Justins. Yup. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. What am I casting this Containment Priest? Just on their upkeep on turn 1? Is that the best time? I guess it's the best time. Does let them know about it, but they don't get to draw for it. We can cast this Lurrus pretty fast. Ooh, excuse me. I'm running out of juice, chat. Running out of juice. This is not best possible. This is okay. This is a nice one. My opponent's on a mole of 5. You love to see it. You love when Dredge has to take a few hands to find one. Sniper. Okay. I mean, if we're sitting on this 5, it must have a bazaar. Try to figure out what to get rid of. All right. I'm not tired. You're tired. Phil. All right. Mox Pearl. Tundra. Go. I think it's just upkeep Containment Priest, right? Like, if I let them activate Bazaar, they can have a force. I feel like it just makes sense to just upkeep it. F6. They had a force anyways. 5 card Bazaar, blue card force. What a beast. We can get it back, though. We have the cat. We just need to live. Hopefully we don't get Hollow Void. That would be bad. One Dredge 3er. A PO. I'm going to put the cat. What if they could grief me? I'm just gonna buy it. Because next turn I can go vault, play it, and play... Oh, no, I can't. Her. I could play vault and hold up. I could just PO. Is that crazy? I don't think so. Kind of like it. I guess if I get Vigored here, it's real bad, but... Five card hand, blue card force, bazaar, green card vigor. Yep. Uh-huh. They brought in Leyline versus me. What a banger. I think I'm dead, by the way. Now I can't even buy back cat fast enough. I mean, I could have played around this. This wasn't something I had to do. I don't think I wanted to PO on their turn. I was either going to cast Lorien or buy Cat or PO right there to just try to get the most value. But I don't think I was ever casting on their turn there. No, this is pretty normal ticket prices. Legacy is the most expensive format, so... Or Modern has some pretty high costs too, but... So if I don't hit a mana source, I can't play my Containment Priest this turn, but I can at least tab. They have one Icar, two Icarids. Yeah, I use GoBots, not sponsored. Might not always be the best price, but they always have everything, and it's very easy to use. I guess even if I hit a mana, it's like not very good because I have to tab from here. Bobble. All right, so I play my Lurrus, and then I buy back what? Is it a Pearl, or is it just Bobble Bobble? Try to draw like a Swords. I guess I can look at my top card and see what it is. Say Vexing Bobble. Doesn't really help me at this point. I feel like I just draw two cards. So the question is, do I die to Creeping Chills? There are two Creeping Chills left, so I do. Kind of need to draw better stuff. Not Vexing Bobble. A Swords would do me wonders here, but I only have two of those, right? Opal. All right, well, I get to F6. My opponent brings back two Icarids. I only have to block if... I mean, I probably just have to block no matter what, right? Because there's two chills left still. They hit no chills at 13 cards. I have to block, though, don't I? Because if I just wait and I bring back my Containment Priest... Well, I could attack. I can't attack because of the Narcomoebas now. And I just die to chills. So what if I block? And then I have to beat triple Icarid, though. Well, not if I want to, like, not block and attack on my next turn. So I have to block here, or I die to chill guaranteed, unless I hit a Soul Guide Lantern. Or I could just not block, go to 2, and then attack. So I can just attack into the Amoebas, and then I'm fine, because there's only one chill left. I'm at 2, I go to 5, and if I have a... no, I'm fine. I can attack into the Amoebas. It's fine. They needed to hit the Creeping Chill on... both Creeping Chills on that Dredge. That was the thing that needed to happen. Now I'm winning. This is deterministically winning. I pay for my Lurrus. I play a Containment Priest. I attack with my Lurrus. I go to 5. They can't bring back the Icarids. They can't attack through this Tabernacle. And they only have one chill in their deck. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's winning from here. Sweet. Hope I would be able to see this in paper. It's kind of hard when you don't have the magic online, but... I pay for this. Draw... Island, Opal, Bobble. Containment Priest. Attack. I go to 5. Now I can't die to chills. Everything dies on the upkeep to Tabernacle. And then I can't get Icarided and I win. Woo! Big. That was a cool game. Yo, what up, Raiders? Young Dingo. Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, modern gamers. We're playing some Vintage tonight. Practicing for Eternal Weekend this weekend. This is the deck I'm likely to play. Lurrus Pio, a Time Vault combo deck. We are currently playing against Dredge, a Bazaar of Baghdad graveyard combo deck. This is deterministic because they can't actually kill my Containment Priest if they draw cards through Bobble. They can't play a hollow one through Bobble. They can't kill me with Creeping Chills, and they can't bring anything back. And they can't Sickening Shoal Containment Priest because of Bobble. So this is actually just locked as long as I can always pay my Containment Priest mana every turn. They will draw out in 7 turns. Or now. Nice. That was a really, really wild game. I played very, very heavily into that Force of Vigor. It almost cost me. If my opponent had kept 7, we would have lost that game, but they were on 5, so we were able to just get through. So, going to game 3 on the draw. On the draw is a lot worse. I don't have a ley lines in my deck as I'm a Lurrus deck. Not that you can't play Leyline of the Void in your Lurrus deck. I definitely have done it in previous metagames. I just think that's more of the case for a Lurrus deck that's not playing combos, whereas I'm playing a bunch of combos. Speaking of combos, I think this is bad. I can't actually activate my Mox Opal, which doesn't really give me a lot of mana to work with. I can, of course, Vamp, though. So I could theoretically go Time Vault, Lotus, Saga, Vamp for Key, win. But my opponent kept a 7-card Dredge hand. It's unlikely they'll have no interaction. If I get my Lotus taken, if I get my Time Vault taken, if I get Vigored, there are a lot of ways for this to go wrong. There are so many ways this goes wrong. Yep, they keep any hand with Bazaar, but they have, 6 cards to work with, and then they get to draw 2. I think this is bad because we have so many hateful pieces, and this hand contains none of the hateful pieces. If this was a 6-card hand, would I keep? Maybe. I mean, we have 2 dead cards here. Just 2 straight-up dead cards. This is a 5-card hand. We can go to 6 and try to find a better hand. Because I'm never going to make blue mana. I'm just dead to Vigor. Just straight up dead to Vigor. I want to mulligan this hand. This hand does factual nothing. It does have enough mana to buy a Lurrus, but I don't think that's good. This is my best hand by a large amount. Okay, 2 cards to the bottom. Volt, Demonic, keep Force Cage. Let me rethink this for a second. 2 cards to the bottom. What if I bottom Force Demonic? I take Jet and I lose. Okay, I'm gonna go with Initial Instinct of this. Let's see how that goes. 7-card keep from Bazaar. This is gonna be a tough one to beat. I wonder if you... See, if they grief, I have to force, unfortunately, because I only have Jet as my only way of making mana. So, I have to force a grief, unfortunately. It's just really not great. But that's the reason I couldn't, bottom the force. Leyline of the Void, huh? I still don't think that's what I would want to do in that deck, but 3 cards left in my opponent's hand. 2 Dredgers, Hollow 1, Lorien. Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. 3 mana. I think there were definitely points in the history of the format where a Hollow 1 restriction made sense. I'm not convinced it's necessary now, but I wouldn't hate it. Strip mine. All right, I guess we are island cycling here. I do still need to beat this Hollow 1. Probe. This is probably... I would go to 13. This doesn't actually change anything. Eternal Weekend starts on Friday. It is currently Wednesday. I can pay here. Saga Gaming. That's pretty good. They're pausing like they have something, though, which is kind of scary. This game's going to be pretty close, as long as we don't get Vigored. Activates up to 5, down to 2. I assume looking for Wasteland or Vigor, or maybe even just blue card Force. They have Vigor? No. Okay. Huh? All right. Things are going well. Don't Vigor me. Please don't Vigor me. Vigor here means I can still play Lurrus next turn, but it's not very good if they bring back like Icarids and stuff. Why are we pausing like this? Phil, please. Either put me out of my misery or pass the turn. It's bad for my heart. Oh, chat. One bizarre activation finds green card Vigor. You can't be serious. I go to 1. Dredge players are nuts, man. Whenever I play Dredge, this shit never happens. Incredible. They just drew no blue card Force in their top 30 cards. They hit another chill? So now I'm deterministically dead? Ah, this guy. He's too good. He's a Beerus prodigy. All right, GG's. All right. Another round. Another victim. This person is currently multi-queuing in Vintage Tournament Practice Room, Modern Tournament Practice Room, Modern Tournament Practice Room, and a Vintage League. They did say they are new to Vintage, so keep that in mind and be nice, chat. I can't imagine putting this hand back. Okay. I bottomed a strip mine, Phil. My opening hand had 6 good cards versus Jewel and no good cards versus Dredge, and I bottomed a strip mine. Oh my god, we're playing Dredge again. All right, I mean, we're learning. We're learning about the Dredge. We're learning about Dredge. It's fine. It's fine. I actually have the portable hole for the chalice, which is kind of funny. All right. Where does this leave us in life? I feel like this leaves us at casting Dig Through Time somehow. I guess there's really not a lot of reason. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm just gonna play this portable hole on the chalice and see if I can bait a force on it. Now I feel bad. Let's go to their turn. I can bring that back later with Lurrus. Natural Dredge. Activate Dredge. Miss on a Dredger. Interesting. 3 Dredgers to the yard. Narcomoeba comes in. End step. All right. I'm going to fetch. I'm going to get a Tundra. I'm going to go make mana, and I'm going to make more mana. Then I'm going to cast Dig Through Time with 7 actual mana. I'm going to find Time Vault. I did not find Time Vault. I think these cards kind of suck. Like, all of them. I guess I take... Swords Bauble? Swords Vexing Bauble? It's kind of weird. I'm not going to untap this. Oh. P.O. All right. Do I think they have any forces left? No. Bubble Bobble is fine. Just didn't seem like it was necessary. I guess I'll just see. Kind of seems like they do. They have Mental Misstep. Huh. Oh, no. It just resolved. Interesting. I don't know what's going on. I am going to cast P.O. Fiddlebender. I can't play a zeros because of the chalice is still in play and they countered the portable hole. So I can't actually play anything super interesting here. Just my ones. Maybe this is not a good spot. I feel like it should be a good spot. Oh, I should have played the bauble before the key. That was a mistake. I mean, next turn I have uncounterable Volkey, right? So, I mean, it should be fine. I don't think I had the best sequencing there, sadly. So, if you're watching this back, Black Decks on YouTube, with the Ichor trigger on the stack, you're going to want to activate the Bazaar. That way you can hit these prize amalgams with the Narcomoeba, with the Ichorid still on the stack. So when the Ichorid comes into play, you can always get all your prize amalgams. So minor sequencing change there. Definitely want to be activating the Bazaar on your upkeep in response to the Icarus trigger. I'm going to 5, but that is totally fine. And I'm just going to go Vault Keying. I do have to use my Mana Vault, but then I can untap. And it's not a big deal. So deterministic from here. All right, so I'm going to go with a Demonic and a Time Vault. And it's all uncounterable because of Bobble. Take my extra turn and play a Fiddlebender as well. Got a nice game 1 against Dredge. I don't think any sequencing that the opponent could have done would have changed that clock based on the Dredges I saw. So I think it was just going to be good. Yeah, Creeping Chill, quite the powerful mess, that card. Not a fan. Not a fan. What are we doing? Planes, negation, misstep. Portable hole, dress down, and what was the other one? I feel like there was another one. Was it probe? Oh, balance. Balance is what I've been taking out. Okay. All right, I have a cat. Game 2 against Dredge. They kept 7. I don't really like this hand. It's not terrible. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. If I get, like, anything taken out of this hand, does it still function? Let's try this. I'm actually kind of interested. I want to see what this looks like. My opponent kept 7 on the play. I kind of want to see how this hand plays out. Like, we do have, like, if we get no interruptions, right, on turn 1, like, no griefs, then we can go Pearl, Soul Ring, Time Vault, Holding Open, Fluster. They had nothing, okay? And then we have untapped PO. Drawing a land, definitely bad for me. Definitely bad for me. But I mean, this is still like a pretty sizable PO. Moxen draws are quite good. Tutor draws are good. Key draws are good. If they have a Vigor, I have a Flusterstorm, so they'd have to have 2 Vigors or a Trap plus a Vigor. So, like, I think I like it. I mean, let's see if they have a Trap. If they have a Trap, pretty bad. They have a second Vigor, pretty bad. They do have Golgari, Grave Troll, Stinkweed Imp is their graveyard. No activations in upkeep. That's an optimization I think you can make. Though maybe it doesn't matter here. It's a big dredge. They're dredging most of their deck there. 16? Now the question is, do I play around negation? I feel like I am not allowed to play around negation, and I have to just jam. I drew 2 lands for turn in this game. Okay, my opponent should probably not concede there, but they didn't seem like they wanted to play more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Actually, that might be winning. Because I get to go Pearl, Soul Ring, Vault, C, Vamp, Key, and they have no interaction right now. So yeah, I guess that does actually win. Kind of funny. I don't think I would keep this hand again, but it's like a lot about the fact that I drew land for my first 2 turns. There were a lot of draws that were not land that I would have liked to see, though I also didn't get griefed. So I would probably not keep that hand again. Okay, here we go. 5th and final round of our final match before Eternal Weekend. I've got a hand with the basic planes and some Moxen and Stiff. Kind of awkward, I must say. Probably a keep, though. Let's give it a shot. Would you keep this hand, chat? It's a little awkward. Basic planes, mana vaults, and opal. Just in case they're like mono white or something. I mean, we've got mono white we have some decent game against mono white. We've got a good card for Dredge. We're pretty bad against Jewel. And we know there's no Lurrus. So those are the things that we should be thinking about. We're not the worst hand against like Breach or Oath. Island. Okay. Black Lotus. Okay. Pass. I'm now extremely worried about getting an Ancestral Recall. Because I think my opponent might hit me with the Hull Breacher. This is a really like rough spot because like if I was playing real PO, I just like Demonic for a Tinker and just jam or something. But I don't think I like strip mining here. So let's go. Oh, I guess I'm now kind of priced into a Demonic. Well, I don't really want a Merchant Scroll for an Ancestral anyways, so I guess we're Demonicing. What are we Demonicing for? I didn't get that far. Correct. Breach is a Tinker deck at the moment. I don't want to get a Black Lotus, but I could get a Black Lotus and buy and play Lurrus this turn. I don't know if that's actually good, though. It doesn't feel like that's good. But, like, what else am I doing? Like, all my other good cards are draw spells. It's kind of a terrible spot because of this Black Lotus. If there wasn't a Black Lotus, then I feel like we'd be in a happier time. Like, what am I doing from here? I think I'm gonna go for the Lurrus. Maybe it's silly. Maybe silly, but float a blue and act like I have a Flusterstorm. It could be Doomsday, yeah, true. Kind of a rare Doomsday start, but could technically be Doomsday. All right, we got a Resolver here. I don't think I can Merchant Scroll for an Ancestral. I'm not going to. I'm gonna wait, and then maybe I'll Merchant Scroll for a Dig Through Time. I'm gonna hold the line. If we get Doomsday, though, we are dead. Wow, that is some patience. I'm pretty sure I would have upkeep that. Maybe they had a Spell Pierce or something. What's up, Freeman? Yeah, we're at the tail end here of our 2-league stream. Last one before Eternal Weekend. Been an interesting stream. We've had some pretty cool games. All right, so we still don't know what our opponent's playing. They can still be Oh, that's Doomsday. Yeah. If I had thought it was Doomsday, I would have Merchant Scrolled, and now I'm gonna die. I feel like they have what, Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor, maybe. Oh, they have Demonic Tutor, Dark Ritual, or Demonic Tutor, Doomsday. Yeah. Well, I did not put them on Doomsday because they had an island. I guess it's like they had to have no other lands if they played island, right? Maybe they're Storm. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got me. I just did not have the requisite counter magic to win from here. And I could have, to be fair. I had other options. This is just Doomsday. Doomsday plays Oracle Consults. I just want to see their deck list to make sure it's all stock stuff. One days. Flusterstorm. Sewers. Negation. No chain. Cruise. Thoughtseize. Cavern of Souls. Ooh, okay. Glad we looked. That's a good to know. That is a very good to know. I don't mind the Doomsday matchup. It's not great, but it's playable. We've got a negation and a trap, and that's kind of it. That's like really it. And then I usually like taking out swords and portable hole, and then leaving balance as our like Shieldred Murktide answer, and then running it like that. You also have Krakus too, so definitely not a matchup we're super boarded for. Right. I have a cat. I'm versus... Yeah, I've got Dress Down. Card's very good in this matchup. Negation's good in this matchup. I'm going to have a Fluster and a Pierce. I could definitely play more Flusters if I wanted to, but I feel like Pierce helps you... Pierce helps you against Jewel. Though, to be fair, we got... Our Pierce was not very good against Jewel today in that one match versus... whoever that was. Bill, probably. All right, a Moxen start, a Mental Misstep, Bobble Gaming. Show me your secrets. Doomsday on top. We do know they have Cavern. They might not know that we have Dress Down, so there's some play there. Yep, Dress Down is definitely less good without Saga around, but it's still been good. We had a league, it blanks Metamorph. We had a league today where or one of our matches today where we had some Dress Down do some serious work. It's definitely the card that I'm the least certain about, but I really do like it still. It is worse, though. Without Saga, it is definitely worse. Do we like Ambush Viper? I think so. They did not shuffle on the Ponder. Interesting. That was not exactly the best draw. Probably this deck, but I'm not sure yet. What is this? Demonic Tutor. Sure. I assume this is for Black Lotus. They're going to try to go off. Guess it could just be for a land. We know their hand is 6 cards, one of them being Doomsday. I don't exactly think we have enough stuff to win this game, unfortunately. They held the line, did not get a Lotus. Could be bad for me. Spell Pierce. It's actually quite reasonable here. Play this out. This gives me negation, Spell Pierce, and Dress Down. I feel like we're in a world where I would let a Doomsday resolve, especially with a Snapcaster in play with Dress Down, negation, Spell Pierce. Certainly feels like I would let a Doomsday resolve from this, even though I know they have Cavern in their deck, because I have the Dress down. Cut the clock in half. Dark Ritual? Sure. Necropotence. They have a Doomsday and they went for Necropotence. This has got to be the fastest I let it resolve of all time, right? You got it. I mean, what's their plan? You gonna draw a bunch of cards? Yeah, most piles will end up using both oracles because Vintage typically doesn't play a cavern. This player is using a cavern, but Vintage typically does not use a cavern. So most piles will contain backup oracles. They did tutor for Lotus, maybe. I don't know. Not sure what's going on exactly. Well, I do know that I feel we are unfavored. I can't imagine we're likely to win this game, but you know, never say never. We have some options. They pitched the Cavern of Souls. Interesting. Mana Vault seems reasonable. Helps me with Flusterstorm. Yeah, Gush is the Doomsday piles are almost always, winning on the spot a lot of the time with Ancestral and Gush and Lotus. You have to pass the turn a lot less in Vintage compared to Legacy. I have a lot of good Doomsday content on my channel if you want to go back and check any of that out. It was my choice for a couple of recent events. Don't like it right now in the metagame for Eternal Weekend, but I think the deck is really strong. Let's see. Eat Life doesn't get to draw cards. It's kind of an annoying spot if they like cold jam an Oracle. Because if they cold jam an Oracle, it might not even have to be a console kill, because I mean, this feels like it has to be resolving, right? All right, do your magic, opponent. Show me the deets. So my opponent is going to make a 5-card pile and exile the rest. They have 5 cards in their hand, so they have a total of 10 cards. I have a negation and a spell pierce, as well as a dress down, and I have a attacking Snapcaster Mage, putting pressure for them to go off. So I think I would rather them lose the 4 life and make the Doomsday pile than try to counter the Doomsday pile. They made a quick pile. They didn't have Black Lotus in the pile, right? No. All right. It's a quick pile. Probe, I assume? Oh, interesting. They're at 2 life, so they have to win this turn. Unless they have a Time Walk. Do they have a Time Walk in their pile? They don't have a Time Walk in their pile. So we just jam a dress down right now. No, that doesn't win because I can't attack through an Oracle. Okay. I don't feel like doing the exact math here on exactly what cards they have in their hand. It looks like they have at least 2 Force of Wills and some Flusterstorm, maybe a Flusterstorm. They do look like they're trying to win on the spot. Is there a Gush? They have a Gush. I think I'm supposed to play the dress down right now is my conclusion. And then make them play a pass the turn. We might just still lose from that spot, but I don't think this looks winning for me based on what I'm seeing. That resolves. Okay, sure. I have a Spell Pierce and a Dig Through Time. Your move, opponent. They're going to have to play an Oracle to block one. And then they need to reload and do it again. I mean, I'm F6. You got it. Unless they have a chain or something for this dress down. Did they not read dress down? Maybe they didn't read dress down. Looks like they didn't read dress down. Okay. 7-card hand. Maybe they know. Maybe they know. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. I can't attack into this 3-1 though, so. What does that mean for me? I feel like, what is our best play? They can't make blue this turn, right? Because, and they probably have a negation in their hand. I think we're actually fine with just going for a Lurrus. They probably have to force this Lurrus because it's a 3-2. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess they have to force it because they can't win on the next turn. Yeah, Sapphire is in exile. So, and there's no time walk. So they have to force this Lurrus. I feel like that means we're supposed to Spell Pierce. All right. I mean, they know my hand. They might have 2 forces. I actually have 2 forces covered, though. I think we're just winning from this spot because they gushed. Oh, they did have the negation. Shit. Okay. I mean, I just counter this still, though, right? Like, can't get dazed. They can't win. I actually have dress down and loops as well later. No, but they can't win. They can't win though. They can't win. Like they can't win. And then on the next turn I dress down again. Or I attack and kill them because I have a 3-2 and a 2-1. Yeah, it's just lock. It's a lock. All right, that was a sick game. Interesting spot. One more. One more. Force, bobble. Why do I have a lantern in my deck? All right, I have a lantern in my deck. It's fine. I'll hit their ancestral or something. Yeah, probably. I mean, Doomsday's hard. It's not easy. Definitely. Oh, there's almost always a better pile. You very seldom find the 100% pile. I'm gonna hold open Fluster, Brainstorm, Force. I don't actually think Bobble is that good against Doomsday. I never felt that way playing Doomsday. I'm gonna hold on to it for maybe a better spot. That's fine. Unfortunately, I don't really have a very good end of turn Brainstorm either. I mean, it looks like they wanted to max out on counter magic, but like made some mistakes along the way at assuming what their hand what they could beat. But it looks like they had a probe in their hand, and then they drew into the gush pile, and then the gush drew them into a force or a pair of forces. Maybe they had negation the whole time. A little hard to say. All right. This is still a past the turn angle, but this is likely to be a brainstorm. Let's get an Undercity Sewers from the opponent. I definitely don't like the current situation here where my opponent has cast 2 Ponders and used a Surveil land, and I've done nothing. Another Ponder. Definitely in a bad spot. I was kind of hoping to draw, I don't know, something that wasn't this. Do feel like I should cast this Brainstorm, even if it's only minimum value. I'm gonna put back, get rid of this Lantern and hit my mana. I like mana. Mana is good. So what do we want from here? I think I'm looking at Demonic or Ancestral, I assume. This is still not a bobble spot. I mean, it could be a bobble spot if I don't play Demonic, but... Oh, are we getting countered? Could this be like Dark Ritual Op Agent? We didn't see an Op Agent, right? In an opponent's pile. I didn't see an Op Agent. We didn't see any creatures, actually. 6 cards. Fetch. Fluster my Demonic Tutor. Sure. I think that is acceptable. I'm very happy to not have my opponent have a Fluster. I do think our Demonic was good, but... We're still looking at Force Fluster versus 5, which is pretty good. And then we have some weird things where, like, if they resolve a Doomsday, make a pile with a Lotus or a Gush, and then Flusterstorm to stop them, untap and play a Bauble. There's some value in plays like that. Let's see. A pass the turn, not making mana is also pretty good for us. Or maybe they're just looking for an F6 bait. See if I'm F6'd. No. Pass the turn it is. Top? Sure. Yeah, I love a top. I'm a killer for a top. Don't think I'm playing on my turn here. I'm not casting PO this game. PO is 100% to be pitched to Force of Will. He drew another land. We go to end step. 6 cards in my opponent's hand. We spin. If there's nothing good, we fetch. Dig Force. And Key. Shit. Okay. Well, I kind of like the idea of Key and try to start drawing 2 cards a turn. We have that bandwidth here. And I still have a dig on top. So I technically have double Force Fluster up. So I'm pretty happy with my spot. And if my opponent continues to do nothing, then I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. So we are pressing this issue. All right, stuff is happening. Vampiric? That's totally acceptable. -1. Dark Ritual. Necro. No, I don't like the idea of Necro in this game. That's not what I want it to be facing. Force back down to 2 cards. This seems like the best Flusterstorm spot. So let's go there. Things are broken. Please stop being broken, I guess. Okay, same targets. 2 cards left in my opponent's hand. Is one of them Doomsday is the question. Yeah, I think it's just some server lag, if I had to guess. Nah. Blue. Blue. Time Walk resolves. 2 cards in hand. Ponder resolves. I think we're in a good spot now, if I had to guess. We have a dig on the top of our library. They drew with Ponder. Black, 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 Doomsday. I think this is a let Doomsday resolve angle. I have a dig coming up. I have a Vexing Bobble if they make a Gush pile. I feel like we draw the dig, we crack a fetch, we play a dig, see if we win the game. If they play like Gush as their last card here, then we'll probably have to force it, I guess. That'll be interesting. We'll see what we do. See what happens here. This is it, chat. The last 2 turns of the game. Or few turns of the game, I should say. I think this is the angle I'd like to let Doomsday resolve, but maybe I'm wrong. Could easily just force this and keep playing a top game. Maybe that would have been better. Kind of interested in seeing what pile they make too, though. Draw, dig, crack, fetch. 6 cards exactly. Blue, blue, dig. Looking for Time Vault. Worst blue card is still pretty good. Still have active Sensei's top. 49 cards. These. Gush is not in the pile. So they have an Ancestral and Gush are both not in the pile. I don't understand. Time Walk? No Gush, no Ancestral, no Time Walk? I find that very odd. I don't know what they have against those cards. Maybe they're trying to... I guess this makes my Snapcaster bad if I draw it, but... I literally hit the Snapcaster after saying I think this makes my Snapcaster bad. But I can go Snapcaster, Vamp for... Oh, I can't. I guess I have to just go Vamp Lotus. Oh, I mean, I have a Bobble, yeah. So I can go Vamp Lotus. On any order. I go Bobble. Sorry, yeah, I go Bobble, and then I go Vamp. And then I'm playing around my break trap, chat. My break trap. Time Vault. Draw. Cool. Boom! A 4-1, and our only loss was a 3-game set to Phil on Dredge, not Jewel, after forfeiting game 1. That's not bad. That's a good showing. That makes me pretty happy. Let's recap on the things we were talking about at the start of the video. Dress Down was pretty good. I wasn't upset with Dress Down at any point here. Did I think we had enough Dredge cards? Yeah, I think we have enough dredge cards. I don't know. Does anyone have something in the 75 that they don't like? Like, I'm all ears. I always want to make the best list possible, but I'm currently not seeing anything that I really disliked in this setup. No. Mindbreak Trap? Mindbreak Trap is whatever. I guess theoretically Mindbreak Trap could be like a Steel Sabotage and have it has more Jewel Hate, but like Mindbreak Trap is a lot more versatile than a Sabotage Arcansign. No. I just think a Needle main is super clunky. Needle main has always felt very clunky to me. It always felt like I drew it when I didn't want to. We have to be very careful about our blue count. Our blue count is 12, 16, 22. And you can get kind of low sometimes. I don't think the Spell Pierce is bad. The Spell Pierce has been fine. It did have some awkward moments in this league, though. That's for sure. I don't know. The problem is like replacing a Dress Down or a Spell Pierce without and not playing a blue card is like really sus to me. Any reason to hedge an extra Swords in the main? I just think Swords is really strong right now. Yeah, I mean, I think Psychic Frog is a different deck. Like you can, so like some cards I was thinking about were Savines and Intuition, Yogwill. The problem is the matchups where Yogwill is good are the matchups where I like board out a Vamp because I'm like worried about not having black mana. So like the matchups where Yogwill is good is the matchups where I'm worried that they're gonna wasteland me off black mana. So I don't actually think Yogwill is like that good. Like maybe if I wanted an extra sideboard card versus Lurrus, I could play a Yogwill or a Savines, but no, I already have I already did that. There were no Swords to Plowshares in the main of this deck. I moved one from the sideboard to the main. I've actually already done that. I don't think I want more. I think 3 removal spells in Swords, Portable Hole, and Balance with Dress Down being a pseudo removal spell is more than enough for this kind of combo-oriented deck. I definitely want 4 Swords and my 75, but I think 1 in the main makes sense to me. I don't know. I'm excited. Should be fun. Thanks for watching. More content on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.